Hello, everybody, and welcome to Modena to Maranello. As you can see, we are very honoured. There he is. Yeah, the guy you've probably seen a few times at races, certainly at Le Mans, at Monza, Zandvoort, and many, many other races. The guy with the 10 Ganel hat. Here he is. It's Peter den Ouden with us today. And I'm Toby here in London. And all the way up there in Birmingham is...
Hi guys, I'm Paul, and great to see you, Peter.
Yeah, hello guys. Great to see you.
Hat. Yeah, that's fantastic.
It's always there.
It's as you can see, everyone can see there, a huge Gilles fan, and that's what we'd like to talk about today. Peter's passion for Ferrari and especially for Gilles. So Peter, you've been to many Grand Prix. Which was your first one? Where did the passion for Ferrari start and leading into Gilles?
I guess the good thing about being my age, I'm over 60 already, but I got into contact with Formula One in 1973 for the first time at age 11. A mate of mine had an older brother who got a model kit from Tamiya. And I can show you what it looked like. It was this one. One of the 70s Ferraris, and it was such a beautiful model. And then for some reason, I don't remember quite what it was, but my mate and me thought about going to the Zandvoort Grand Prix F1 Grand Prix, and his father thought it was a good idea, so he would take us there. But then something awful happened. My mate got hit by a car riding his bike, so he ended up in the hospital. He couldn't go. And then my father said, okay, well, I know you want to go there, so let's go. And he took me there. And it was, for me, the first time I went to such a big event, and I was overwhelmed by the whole atmosphere and everything was going on. And then there was the race, and I saw all these, great guys. There was, of course, Jackie Stewart in his last season.
Wow, amazing.
Ronnie Peterson, Graham Hill even was still driving in those days. Wow. So, I was, I don't know. It was so impressive. I was completely hooked on it. I thought, okay, this is it. I was a football fan before, but I ditched it.
Oh, wow.
I never looked at a football game again. And and the thing was, in those days, there was hardly anything on TV, it was pretty difficult to keep track of what was going on. So there was some mentions in the newspaper, of course, but very small articles.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't very popular in Holland, I guess. Not popular enough. Nothing like nowadays. And and a couple of months after my first visit to Zandvoort, I went again. A supporters fan day on Zandvoort with touring car. Guys showing their touring car and taking us as a passenger. The fans could jump in the touring car and sit beside the driver. Well, there wasn't a seat, so I had to hold on to the roll cage.
Wow!
And my father was scared. He didn't dare to go sit next to the driver, but I loved it. I thought, okay, I want to be a race driver. That's it. But
yeah. Wow. People, obviously Peter's Dutch, as some of you could probably hear.
Yeah, sorry, I'm the Dutch guy.
No, don't apologize. No, it's fantastic. And you're in Arnhem currently, aren't you? That's where you reside.
Yes.
Currently,
that's it. Yeah.
So Zandvoort's not too far away. Just
No, it isn't. No, but I went to Zandvoort from 1973 till 1985 every year, and then I started going to the Belgian Grand Prix as well, German Grand Prix, and in 1989 I tried Monza for the first time, and went to Maranello as well. an extra visit, detour from Monza to Maranello to visit the Enzo place. But about when how about Ferrari? How it started? I can tell you. In '74, I went to the Formula One Grand Prix for the second time, and that was the time that Niki Lauda was doing very well in the Ferrari, and it was such a beautiful car, and it had a great race at Zandvoort. Regazzoni was in the second car, the second Ferrari, doing a good job following Lauda, and they were in such a massive lead that you could hear the Ferrari engine getting on the straight, and I could hear it from far, coming closer and closer, and the sound was so beautiful sound, the flat 12. I love it, and the car looks stunning, and those guys really did a good job. That they had a great race, won it, and Niki Lauda won it. So that was the thing that turned me on to Ferrari, and I thought, okay, this is it. Ferrari's my team, and ever since. Love everything they do, and well, sometimes they make a mess of it, but. Okay.
So Peter, obviously, we're going to talk about Gilles in a bit, but was there any other drivers in Ferrari that you really a fan of, impacted you?
Yeah, quite a few really. The first one I just mentioned, Niki Lauda was the first one, and he did such a great job. And I was sorry he left Ferrari after getting a bit of an argument with Enzo after this accident. Of course, Enzo handled it not very nicely, I think. No. But Enzo was like that. Niki was first one. Others, there are quite a few, I guess. Gerhard Berger as well. Jean Alesi. I liked Jean Alesi. Those are the ones that really got me hooked on Ferrari. And Schumacher is there as well. I remember seeing Schumacher for the first time in Monza. Immediately faster than Piquet in the Benetton, and I thought, Jesus, he must be good.
Yeah.
He started off like, oh wow, really impressive guy. So I mean, Gilles obviously your guy. I mean, when you first saw him, or did you know anything about him before he came to Ferrari, or no, not really. I've been reading about him, what he did before, and how it all happened, and how it started, like with the race in the US, where James Hunt spotted him during an Atlantic series race. So, I find it a great job by McLaren, giving him a chance of entering the Grand Prix in England with an extra.
It was the British Grand Prix, wasn't it?
That was. It's a shame they don't do that things anymore. The third car, and just give some young guy a chance to prove himself, like Behrman did, of course, this season. It's I was not. I did remember reading about McLaren being, or at least one of the important guys with McLaren, one of the chief mechanics, I think, who was sorry that they didn't get him signed for McLaren.
Right.
So were you a Gilles fan before Ferrari with him, so to speak, or was it Ferrari, Gilles?
When he got to Ferrari, I don't know what happened, but he was always trying so hard with not always the most easy cars to drive.
No.
But he just gave it everything, and it didn't always end well, but
no.
But he did. I don't know. But somehow he
it's like grit, determination. The way he drove the car, the power sliding of the car.
That
and also if he was neck and neck with another car, he would go for it, wouldn't he? There was no sort of I'll come second. It was like me or you. We're gonna go for this.
Yeah. He was.
I find it quite. I mean, all of that, of course. When you see some of those old races and you see him slinging the car around, it is pretty outrageous.
It's great to watch, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, I remember. I saw him in Hockenheim in the stadium where you get really close to the track, and there was this. Yeah, it's not really a hairpin, but not an easy corner. At least with this car, he was driving the 126C, the first turbo in 1981, and he was struggling with that car like crazy, and it was so hard to get through that corner, and I could almost hear him yell, screaming about it, but he was really pushing, and it was such hard work for him, but he never gave up, and he went for it, and sometimes he crashed, or sometimes, maybe a little.
Were you at the Grand Prix when? I mean, so you see it everywhere when he sort of lost his wheel, didn't he? When he was having to get back the pits, and he was rolling the tire on the car. And was that the '79 Dutch Grand Prix?
That was '79, right? Yeah.
Were you there, Peter, for that one? I guess. Yeah.
Oh,
cool.
And,
wow.
It was such a shame because I guess. I still think a bit like Sir Hem these days, thinking about his stolen championship. I think Gilles should have had the championship win '79 because he was, I think, better than Jody. I mean, Jody is of course a good driver, but I don't know. It's such a shame. He had a slow puncture. The rear tire, and he didn't go into the pits, which I guess he regretted afterwards. So he lost the car in the Tarzan, and then he had to get back on the three wheels. And nowadays it's not the problem. You can do anything on three wheels in a modern F1 car, but in those days it was a little bit more difficult. And it all came apart, and he couldn't rejoin the race anymore. And I think that was the race where he lost the championship, but otherwise, and then afterwards there was of course Monza where he let Jody win, and did race Scheckter for the victory there, which is completely a different scenario from the '82 Imola race where Pironi stole the win from Villeneuve.
That's right. Right. Controversy.
I mean, it's incredible to me. I mean, I know the city of Maranello and Enzo took him took Gilles in their hearts, didn't they? I mean, Gilles just means everything to that city, and it's incredible, really. And I know Enzo as well, of course, just loved him like his own son. So
he did. And look at this. This is
wow.
Gilles Villeneuve sweater I bought in '79 at the Dutch Grand Prix.
Oh,
incredible!
There's not many of those left now, is there?
No, absolutely.
No.
I haven't worn it in years, but I'm keeping it very nicely.
I totally agree. Yeah, nice. Have you ever met him, Peter?
No, I haven't. I've been in those days. You could get a paddock pass and team the paddock. So I did. I should have, but I didn't. Yeah, it's a shame. And 82 in Belgium, I was in the paddock, and I didn't get to see him. And it's
that's a shame. Yeah, it is a shame. It is a shame. But
I have some nice pictures from him from Belgium. But no.
It's because I think you probably are the leading authority on Gilles and his life and his certainly his racing career, because people call you who are writing books, and they've asked for your advice or your input. It's amazing. You have such an influence on that, and it's your whole life. It's incredible.
Life, and it's still. gets me when I talk about him or think about him. And
Wow. Yeah.
it's,
Well, if anyone out there
gets
needs
me.
some advice on Gilles, then you get in touch with
Yeah.
Peter, and he's
You
the
can,
guy.
call
So,
me.
memorabilia, facts, figures, whatever you need, the stories,
Whatever.
got it
Yeah.
all. So, but,
I
yeah. But you obviously, and tragically, you were at the race where he passed as well. And I think you've shown me some pictures of him. I remember you showing me a picture once, and you said this was taken maybe seconds before the accident. Probably one of the last pictures taken of him, alive, which is outrageous.
Yeah.
So, I mean, can you, if it's not too difficult, would you mind telling us the atmosphere and what was happening, the thoughts of that time?
Yes, of course, the race before it was the famous Imola one where Pironi stole the victory. And I just read about it not too long ago that he was really disappointed in that overtake by Pironi, but not just that, but also about Enzo Ferrari and the rest of the team and management and stuff. Didn't support him, so he was really disappointed in that, and that's probably one of the reasons that he was thinking about leaving Ferrari as well that year.
Right.
So it never happened, of course, because of the accident. But he was really angry and disappointed and not happy at all in Belgium. And I was happy to go there because it was another chance for me to get really close, because I had this really great ticket to the paddock entrance and a grandstand ticket and a parking space near the paddock. So I stayed, I camped in my car. I had a special
Fantastic.
car. Sleeping bag fitted in the back of the car, so I didn't need to put up a tent, and the weather wasn't really that great, so it was really okay.
Right.
But the track is. I always thought it was a bit gloomy. The atmosphere was dark and not very bright or fun. Or I never enjoyed it there. I went there a couple of times, and it's always felt wrong somehow. I don't know.
Right.
And there's nothing much around like at Zandvoort. You've been there, Toby, and you know that there's this nice town, and there's lively. It's
on the beach
and everything.
It's a beautiful setting.
Beautiful place. The weather is good, of course, but in Belgium, I don't know. I there's other tracks I enjoy a lot more than that. Let's say. The Friday and the Saturday. The Friday was all right, I guess. I had my old analog camera and a big zoom lens, so I made some pictures, and I thought, okay, this is going well. I went around the track, looked at a couple of places. It's not as large as Spa-Francorchamps, for instance, so it's easy to go to different spots to watch the cars. And it was the turbo era, where you could spot big flames coming from the exhaust when they changed gears down before corners in the braking zone. So it was for me a game to take pictures of the flame going.
Nice.
But not easy when you have just one analog picture click.
Sure. Yeah.
It's a little bit different from nowadays with all the digital stuff. So
of course.
I have a few good pictures, and I had a walk around the paddock. Got almost run over by a Renault. I remember. I was pushed because in those days the Formula One cars were in the paddock and not in the pit area.
Right.
They had to be they were prepared in the paddock area and then pushed to the pit lane. And the Renault mechanics weren't looking for me. They almost took me down, but The most tragic was Sunday morning because I guess Saturday afternoon. Of course, there was the scream from the commentator on the speakers on the PA, is that called? That he saw this Ferrari going through the air, and I was sitting in the grandstand. A little away from it, so then there were no big screens those days, so I just heard the scream from this commentator, and I thought, oh shit, I hope it's Pironi, but it wasn't. And then later that day, I saw the helicopter going to the hospital, but of course to no avail. But
Wow.
That was
so you didn't know immediately. You didn't know the outcome.
No, I didn't know. No, it was the public news those days. And,
right.
Yeah, Sunday morning I arrived at the paddock, and then I saw that all Ferrari stuff was gone, and all the cars, the trucks, and everything left.
Wow.
Probably early in the morning. Then I knew it was not good at all.
No.
Then I went to Brands Hatch, so the British Grand Prix after. After that, and then they already had the other driver in the car. So
right.
That was but still.
And you were never a Pironi fan, particularly, were you? So
no, not really.
Not a tragic life, but
I kind of liked Jacques Lafitte, but and did you René Arnoux?
Yeah. Okay, Arnoux.
Fantastic.
Arnoux is one of the first names that I remember for Ferrari, because I just remember, Murray Walker, just the way he would say that name. Arnoux. So sorry, I'm not, bad impression, but just the way that would come across as a kid watching it, that name always stuck with me, René Arnoux.
Yeah.
But
it's funny thinking about today and the battle between Sainz and Leclerc. And I thought, Jesus, if Villeneuve and Arnoux were there, they would have a big laugh. They would. I mean, if you've seen Dijon '79, then you know what I mean. I mean, they were going so crazy and hitting each other, and and they afterwards they just laughed about it. There were other drivers who weren't that impressed by it, but Arnoux and Villeneuve had fun.
Yeah, absolutely, And obviously, you've been to Maranello. I can't imagine how many times you've been, but you're obviously a veteran of the place and you know it inside out. And you've shown me a lot of, a lot of cool places. So you said your first time there was, did you say 79? Did you say earlier on?
89.
89.
Yeah.
Okay. So
that was the first time. I got a picture. I can show you. This is what it looked like in my old Alfa Romeo.
Oh, lovely!
Incredible. Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I went with two of my mates. So we were making a tour of Italy, and of course we had to visit Maranello. It's it was impressive. And every year you see something changing. I mean, they're and certainly the last couple of years they're expanding massively. And I guess you can tell by the numbers of cars they're producing and selling worldwide that it's the company is getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
But the fun thing was what was it? Maybe 30 years ago, I visited the factory for the first time. That was really great. That was
wow.
Yeah, I saw some really great things, and in those days, it was really a lot of handwork. The mechanics and everybody was it looked like everything was done by hand, and nowadays it's totally different, right? It's all
machines, machines and technology,
computer technology and stuff. So, but I saw the old stuff still, and that was nice.
Right.
It's not, of course, the best way to produce cars, but it was nice to see these people working around. Yeah.
Peter, moving on to the the outfits, and obviously we've talked about the hats and many times in our podcast.
Yeah.
We've sort of seen it earlier on. When did you start thinking, right, you know what, I want to go to a Grand Prix and I want to sort of stand out and make a bit of a stance and make a bit of a presence?
Well, I always liked to dress like the drivers do, but that's always impossible. So this is me in '74 at Zandvoort in my Marlboro McLaren jacket.
Fantastic. Yeah, fantastic.
Very nice. Have you still got that, or is it gone?
No. That's long gone. That's long gone.
That's a shame.
Yeah. But that's, I guess, my first one. And I always looked at the drivers, what they wore, and I went to Italy many times after '89, also with my family, and I was always looking around for Ferrari clothes to buy and to wear.
Yeah,
and the last couple of years, I got the chance to get the real stuff with the real Ferrari stuff, and even the overalls. I love to use the overalls driving karts myself, so that's useful. And then there's some other things. I found out that Italians are crazy about sharp dressed men. I've got this really nice red suit.
The red suit with the dicky bow, the bow tie.
I mean, when I go to Italy and I put it on, and
forget it. You're the man. Everyone talks to you. It could be, I mean, I don't know. Whoever could walk in the room. Brad Pitt could walk in the room. It doesn't matter. Like Pete's the center of attention, and it's great.
It's nice.
It's great.
It's really nice.
You've got the bow tie, the yellow shirt, and
it all works. It all helps.
Yeah. It's it's amazing. I love it.
So I'm usually not.
But the hat is new, though. The hat is new, though. You've got, I mean, the suit. I've seen you in a few times. You've got the helmet, the Gilles helmet, but the hat is fairly new. A couple of years, maybe.
Yeah, I've had it for a longer time, but I didn't dare to wear it because I thought it was silly. It is, of course, but it doesn't matter because everybody likes it. So I'll keep it. And I got you one, Toby, for
great. I want that massive one.
I look forward to seeing that. You'll be about 8 foot tall.
Actually, I actually have a couple of surprises in store of my own, actually. So, and the other people we go with as well. My sister's coming and her friend Chrissy. So there might be a few extra surprises in store for you, my friends. So
well,
so we're just going with sort of craziness in numbers at this point is what we're going for.
So, excellent. Okay.
Nice. It'll be fun. But... Peter, you've changed the tyre instantly through the magic of technology. It's the So tell us about what you're wearing here. Tell us about this.
This is the early Villeneuve outfit he used beginning at Ferrari. He changed to the white dress later in his career, but this is also a nice outfit. It's not completely correct, but it's good enough.
It was you did have a badge changed on that. Was that the Marlboro badge that you restitched on a larger one? Was that,
that was
what I'm thinking?
That was on the other one. That was on the other one. It had completely the wrong words on it. It mentioned McLaren. What was it? McLaren World Championship Team or something like that. So no.
We don't need that.
No, so I searched the internet for ages, and then I found the right ones to put on, and I found somebody who was clever with the needle and thread to replace it. So
that's great.
Well, like I say, we've upped our game this year. So at Zandvoort this year, you'll be seeing some hopefully some fun stuff as well. If I've got the courage to wear it, of course, that is, if we all have. So
I'll help you. I'll help you with it. I mean,
that's it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So the other thing, of course, that I was, it was unbelievable to experience with you was the Monza camping. It was sort of the last end of that, right at the end of it. For that whole week being at Monza on the campground there, right next to Turn 1. Legendary ground, and you've been
there, and all of
that. I mean, it was and I think you've been there since 1989.
I went there. I went there first time, and I was amazed how easy it was to watch the race from the camping. It's a unique place, or was anyway. Because it's no longer there, but. It was there for a lot of years.
Sorry, Peter. When you were at the camp thing there, do you still have to have a ticket for the race? Yeah. So
but the thing was they didn't check it, so you could get in without. And there were a lot of Italians who sneaked in during the Grand Prix and tried to get a place at the fence because the fence was right up to the track. So really good place to watch the first corner.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah,
cheaper than on the other side of the track. There were the grandstands, and those people paid a lot of money for it. But I usually had a general admission ticket for the whole weekend.
Yeah,
and walked around the track anyway. And the good thing about the camping was that you could. I like to be there the whole week, see the whole build up of the whole.
Feel the lorries coming in, and
you can see everything up close, and it's really nice. I enjoyed that, and the camping was an ideal place to start that event, and you get easy access to the track, and I got to meet drivers doing the.
When they came past, while they're walking and cycling.
Track walk on Thursday, you could go up and meet them. So that was always fun. Mm-hmm. But what was it 2 years ago? The
2022 was it? Yeah.
Yeah, the circuit people got a little crazy and got police and other security people making it hard for us to experience the Grand Prix as we did so many years, which is a shame. But that's that was the end of a unique experience. I mean, we had some good years. You had one, Toby. I had a few more, and
No, it was it really I think of those times that whole. We did Zandvoort as well, didn't we? And then we drove straight down to Monza. With a van full of stuff and a tent without a tent pole and all this stuff, and it was. It's such a fond memory for me because it was so magical. I've never experienced anything like that in my life. Turning up at Monza with no one there, and I slept outside the first couple of nights because it was so beautiful. So I think I slept on some of the garden, sort of furniture you had. And I was woken up at like 4 or 5 in the morning by these trucks arriving from Zandvoort, and so you have all the Formula One, Ferrari and McLaren, they're all just coming in, and you wave at them, and of course they're honking at you, and it's right at turn 1. And to see them coming in, doing the loop, and then driving back up the pit lane because they can't get in one way, so they have to go down and round and back up, and and then across over the fence. I think you and I jumped the fence on Monday, was it? And we got right up the pit lane, and as they're all setting up, all the garages are setting up, and we're on the podium just hanging out, and no one cared. They're just happy to see you, and we did that for a couple of days, I think, didn't we? Before security started happening around probably on the Thursday, it started getting more serious. But
we had our trip to Maranello in between as well. So
that's right.
It was Thursday, I guess, the trouble started. But up until then, it was great. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Peter's your Monza sort of finished in that way now, do you think?
Well, it was in my mind until Toby came up with an idea of...
Don't be blaming me. Yeah.
Well...
It's true though. You can't blame me. It was. Yeah.
You mentioned something plans about next year, and
Yeah.
I thought about it, and today I actually made some plans, and I think it's gonna happen. I'm your guy. I'm going
So
25 Monza.
So yeah,
Great,
next year
great.
you're going to go and get back into it. That's great. Just a bit of a respite from what happened, and refresh and
Yeah.
We'll talk about that, and we'll get that
Yeah.
sorted out.
fantastic.
Yes.
That's great.
The work on the track.
Yeah. The new surface. Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Completely destroyed the. So
Yeah. Obviously, that's
I
why
hope,
there wasn't any WEC at Monza this season because of the track resurface. Moving
Yeah,
to
I
Imola, didn't they?
I hope they take care of the lavatories as well, because they need some
Oh
work.
dear.
That's-
Yeah, they're never good, these old tracks for
No,
sort of thing, are they?
no,
Even
not with about
Imola was
10.
the worst, but
Yeah, Imola was bad. Yeah.
Yeah, Donington Park and all that. You go in, it's like, oh my God. So about 3,000 spiders just everywhere. And it's like, geez, not good.
just
Yeah.
the smell alone, the smell
The
in
smell.
Imola. Oh boy, that was.
Yeah. And you have no choice. You've got to go.
No.
You've got to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you going to do? So,
Yeah.
But how do you feel about, this current season and with especially with the WEC, the Hyperpole today, and what about starting with the Formula One? What do you feel about the Carlos going and the season ahead? How
That's
do
a
you
lot of
see that?
questions. Take it easy.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I'm going to have my dinner, I think, and I'll come back in a bit. You'll still be talking.
No.
Yeah.
There's a few things. I watched the endurance championship for a couple of years now, and last year I got to watch it up close and personal in Le Mans, being there for the whole race, and really enjoyed it a lot, a lot more than actually visiting a modern Formula One race, I think. So that's the thing. So I'm watching it a lot more, and I'm always, of course, interested in Ferrari, and Ferrari doing well. They have a great car running now in the hypercar. Challenging old rivals, Toyota always winning, or at least for a lot of years, and now they really got a challenge in beating Ferrari and all the other teams as well, Porsche and Peugeot and whatever. Alpine, whatever. So it's a nice championship, I think. So I enjoy watching it, and I'm planning on going there next year as well. So
Nice.
to Le Mans, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this year it's not going to be possible. I think maybe, but no, whatever. Next year we'll be fine. We'll have a good time there. WEC tomorrow, Imola. I'll watch it the whole 6 hours. I enjoy that. Hopefully it'll be exciting.
Sure it will.
Ferrari have a bit of a chance to win. Let's hope so.
Yeah, absolutely.
Today I was happy with the quali, of course, of WEC.
Not so happy.
A bit of a disappointment. There's the last couple of years I've always hoped for some good results, and every once in a while it happens that or Charles or somebody else gets a good position, but it's not happening often enough. And this year I almost thought that Ferrari had a chance of challenging Red Bull, but like today, or I don't know, it looked like impossible to get near Red Bull, or at least Max. They are so quick, and I'm happy with the way Ferrari managed to keep McLaren and Mercedes and the rest of the teams behind the last couple of races. Not sure if they're gonna manage it this race in China, but we'll see tomorrow.
We'll see.
And
We'll see, yeah.
hopefully there is mention of updates coming, and hopefully that'll bring something. I'm hoping for. Who knows?
Yeah. So it's I mean, I don't know about how it's going to go forward this year. I kind of predicted that Carlos was going to get his elbows out a little bit and just go for it, and I think he's got the car underneath him that's different this year.
It looks like
you can trust. Yeah. I think the car is different, so
Yeah,
I think he's just.
It's helping him.
Yeah. So tensions are going to only get worse, I think, at this point.
I think they will do. Yeah.
Which is a shame.
Looks like it.
Maybe
Frederick knows how to keep them under control, but I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah, but do you have? I mean, is there a particular Ferrari driver you know, or a driver that is a particular disappointment to you? You were really excited, maybe that he was being signed or coming in, or someone, and then when he arrived, you're like, oh, he was. Not quite what I was expecting. Is there someone you can remember?
Maybe Larini, Nicola Larini.
Yeah,
but he didn't make much of an impression, and but that's one of them. And other than that,
for me, it was Vettel. Vettel
really?
was the guy. I was pretty disappointed in him. I thought he could have been, 17 he should have won, 18 could have won.
Maybe.
And
he's such a nice guy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm not anti Seb at all. I'm a big fan of his. I was just disappointed with the results. I thought
okay, I understand.
coming out of Red Bull, being world champion and dominant, and then we've got this guy. It was almost like another Schumacher thing coming in. We've got this great guy coming in, and it just never really. It never really happened, did it? So it never clicked, which is, a shame. But,
there's not that many drivers that can do something like Schumacher did.
No. I think we just missed it. That's all. Maybe it was just my fantasy, I think is all it is. So that's fantastic, Pete. Thank you so much for your time and energy today. It's been, it's always so great to see you, my friend. And I can't wait to see you. Actually, you're coming to London in a couple of weeks, aren't you? So we'll see each other then.
Soon.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And a few events after that, of course, as well. But so again, thank you, my friend. And
thanks, Pete.
See you soon.
Thanks for your time, and lovely to see you. Yeah, thank you.
Thank
Cheers, buddy.
Too, guys.